Hello students, welcome to IASBYHEART. So in this video we are going to discuss about the bank nationalization. So bank nationalization is one of the most important issues in recent days because of 2019 is the 50th year of celebration of banking nationalization. Okay, so we'll go into the next slide. What is nationalization? And then bank nationalization. Third is what factors lead to nationalization of banks. So this is also we are going to discuss. And then what are the objectives? Objectives of nationalization. Is there any motive of the government to nationalize the banks in India? And then last is what were the benefits of nationalization? Once the government done the nationalization, what are the benefits? If the government may be the benefiter or the people may be the benefiter. Okay, we'll discuss one by one, right? So first, what is nationalization? Actually, nationalization means the process of the government acquiring the shares from the market. Okay, which means it is against the privatization. Okay, so any company or any bank more than 50% of shares under the control of government is called as nationalization. So let me explain very simple. Example, you can consider one company. It's a private company. If the company owner want to sell his shares, entire shares to the some of the anyone. Okay, he want to sell his shares to the market. So the government thinks that it is one of the important company. So we are able to plan to purchasing the shares. Okay, so the government has to acquire more than 50% of shares from that company is known as nationalization. See, simply more than 50% of shares under the control of government is known as nationalization. Then what is bank nationalization? If the bank shares more than 50% of the shares acquired by the government or under the control of government is known as bank nationalization. Example, so State Bank of India, Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank. So these banks are having more than 50% of shares under the control of government. Then only these banks are called as the public sector bank, right? Okay. Anyhow, in case if the bank has more than 50% of the shares under the control of private means what? It is a private sector bank, right? Okay, so third thing is what factor lead to nationalization of banks? Okay, so this is the third topic. So there are three important factors lead to the nationalization of banks. The first one is the national policy of adopting socialistic pattern of society. Actually, the government, the Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister, thinks India to be in the path of socialistic pattern of society. This is our Prime Minister dream. We are not adopting the capitalist model of society, we are adopting the socialist model of society, which means the welfare of the people is important. So the policy or the motive of past Prime Ministers, the government lead to control the banks within the ambit of government. So then only the policy will called as the socialistic pattern of society. One. Then second is compulsion phase. Actually, what are the compulsion? Why the government has to acquire the shares from the private banks? So the compulsion is, actually we know third 5-year plan. The third 5-year plan is the duration between 1961 to 66. The third 5-year plan is one of the historic and monumental failure. Why? Because there are 1962 Indo-China war, then 1965 Indo-Pakistan war, then the 1965 and 66 severe famine or drought. So these three things happens in the particular years. The government could not make any money or transfer or any welfare measures to the people. So the government has to acquire the bank shares. Then only through the banks the government will provide the welfare and other measures to the people. Okay, so this is the compulsion phase. We don't know any options to welfare the people. So then only we will call it as the compulsion phase. Next, other responsible region is the third. Responsible regions are social welfare. Yes, obviously, socialistic pattern of society, social welfare is the primary motive of government, and then controlling of private monopolies, which means at the time of 1965, 69, 70s, the private banks will play a major role. The private will monopoly to the people. So then only the government want to control the private monopolies. And then third is expansion of banking to the rural areas. See, and in 1970s, the government banks in very limited and private sector banks also very limited, but both the banks are concentrated only in the urban areas. So the government to provide welfare to all over the people, so then only the government has to spread the branches to the rural areas. So this is also the main reasons, and reducing the regional imbalance, obviously. Then priority sector lending, the government will target some priority people, then the government willing to provide some basic amenities to the people, then the government will using bank as the options for targeted groups, and then mobilization of savings. People will have lot of money, but they don't want the place to deposit with their full confidence. So then only the government, if the government has the bank, the people ready to give their money as a form of deposits, because of the government cannot cheat the people, right? So this is the mobilization of savings. So these three are the main important factor for the nationalization of banks, right? Then next, what are the objectives of nationalization? So if the government want to nationalize the banks, there will be some objective, right? So first one is to provide adequate credit for agriculture, small industries and exports. So these are all vulnerable in the particular years, 1960s and 70s. So the government will provide the adequate credit to these three sectors, right? Then second objective is to professionalize the bank management. See, and those times the banking employees are not professionals. They are using the words, their functions, their regulation. So these are all not controlled by the bank manager level. Okay. So the government to professionalize the bank's management. So this is the second objective. Then third thing is to encourage a new class of entrepreneurs. Okay. This is also an important objective. So fourth is address the rising economic difficulties in 1960s. So already I told you after 1960s there was a huge economic problem, which means the government cannot fund to the people welfare. So then this is the main important reason, and then remove the control of few on banking system. So this is also the objectives of bank nationalization. What are the benefits of nationalization? See, once the government wants to nationalize the banks, it will have some benefits there. So benefit may be the government also. In a government and then the benefit also the people, because people will have the faith into the banking system. See, if example, because I don't have any faith on you, okay, but I will have more faith on the government, because government cannot cheat me, right? So the confidence, the faith building mechanism is very important. See, this is the example, this is the real scenario. The branches of the public sector banks in India rose to approximately 800% in deposits, and advanced to high jump to 11,000%. See, it is not the easiest one. So once the confidence increases, the people will put more deposit into the banking system, will have 800% will be increased. Okay. Then second is the public implicit faith and immense confidence. I told you, so faith and confidence is important for bank regulations and running. And third is Indian banking system has reached Indian banking system reached even to the remote corners of the country. Yes, actually the government want to extending the branches of the banks, then all the rural areas will have a bank branches, right? So next point is, this is very important, please note. So this is one of the main reasons for India's growth, in particularly the Green Revolution. See, in 1965-66, the Green Revolution was introduced. At the time of Green Revolution, the people, especially farmer, don't have any form of money. The government will extending the lending program to the particular banks. So the bank has the ability to extending the money to the people. Then the people having money, and then the people can go and purchasing the seeds. So this is the biggest victory of Green Revolution, right? So next point is nationalization is to promote rapid growth. Yes, obviously, if the money circulation is increases, it automatically leads to increase the growth, purchasing power, demands, and also export and encourage the new businessmen to develop the areas, everything. Okay, these are the benefits of the bank nationalization. So there was a recent article in the 1969 bank nationalization did India more harm than good. Actually, if bank nationalization is good or bad, so we will discuss a separate video for this. Anyhow, so let me explain the facts of this bank nationalization. See, actually in India, the first bank to be nationalized in India is RBI, Reserve Bank of India, in the year of 1949. Second point, the second bank to be nationalized in India is State Bank of India in 1955. Then the third set of nationalization is done by the first Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in the year of 1969. 14 banks to be nationalized, right? And then fourth, the second round of nationalization is 1980. It is also done by the first Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. 6 banks to be nationalized. So these are all the nationalization of banks in past years. Okay. So have a nice day. Thank you.